Question number 1. Write the fraction as a decimal. 7/20. Okay, as you remember, I mentioned that fractional line is a division. So 7 divided by 20. How much we get? 7 divided by 20, we get 0, right? So since the whole number 7 is ending, there is no other whole number, which means when we say 7, we put the decimal notation right after 7, because after 7 we'll start decimal, right? So therefore it's going to be 7 divided by 20 is 0 times. Okay, after that I can add 70 divided by 20. It's going to be 3 times, right? 3 times 20 is going to be 60. Remainder is going to be 10, adding one more 0, because when it's come to decimal, you can add as many zeros as you want at the end. Nothing is going to change. And 100 divided by 20, it's going to be 5. Okay? Or you can divide the way you know, the way you like it. 7 divided by 20. 7 divided by 20 is 0, right? Whole point, adding 0. 70 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 20 is 60. Remainder is 10. Adding another 0. 100 divided by 20 is 5. Okay? Next question. Write the fraction in the decimal notation. Number 2. Question number 2. This time we have 7/35. Okay, so I'm writing down 7 divided by 35. It's easier for me to do this way. So 7 divided by 35 is 0, right? So we put a decimal point. Now I'm adding 70 divided by 35. It's going to be twice. 2 times 35 is 70. 0. And we are done. Next question is going to be 7/11. Number 3. 7 divided by 11, which means 7 I am going to divide by 11. So 7 divided by 11 is 0, right? Doesn't fit. So after I put a point, I can add 0. 70 divided by 11, it's going to be 6 times. 6 times 11 is 66, right? Subtracting, I'm getting 4, right? 40 divided by 11, it's going to be 3 times. 33. Subtracting, getting 70. 70 divided by 11, 6. 66. Subtracting, 4. 40 divided by 11 is 3. And this way it will keep continuing, same thing. Okay? So in this case, because it's going to keep repeating 63, 63, 63, we are going to put 0.63. The numbers that will be repeated, I put this line here, which means 63, 63, 63. Okay? Next one. Next one is going to be number 4. So vice versa, convert decimal notation into fraction. 0.5. 0 point meaning there is no whole number. 5, this is 5/10. I can reduce 1 and 2 divided by 5, right? And I'm getting 1/2. Next. Write decimal as a fraction in simplified form. Okay, number 5. We have 0.85. We need to write down as a fraction. Let me put here is So you would know it's 0.85. This is equal 0, meaning there is no whole number. 85, since two positions, so I'm putting two zeros. Look here, one position, I'm putting 1 0, okay? So 85 and 100, numbers that end with 0 and 5, they are divisible by 5, which means 85, if I divide by 5, it's going to be 1 times, and 535 by 5, it's going to be 17. 100 divided by 5, it's going to be 20. Yes? Need this put these two I put here, so it won't be confusing. Okay, and we are getting 17 over 20. Question number 6. Again, decimal convert into a fraction and simplify. 875. Now I have 3 digits in decimal notation, so it's going to be 875, and I put 3 zeros. Based on how many digits in decimal notation, you put that many zeros. Okay, so let's divide by how many times. You can go slow. Okay, let me go also slow with you. So divide by 5. It ends with 5 and 0. So both of them I can divide by 5. So let's divide by 5. It's going to be 1 times 5. Its remainder is 3. 37 by 5. It's going to be 7. 35. And 25 by 5 is 575. Now 10 divided by 5 is 2. And these 2 zeros I'm adding. Okay, another 5, another 0, going again by 5. And I'm getting here by 5, it's going to be 3 times 15, remainder is 2, 25 by 5 is 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4, 0. Okay, one more time. See, you don't have to know upfront the biggest number you can divide by, so you can go slow. 35 by 5 is going to be 7, and 40 by 5 is going to be 8. So the answer is going to be 7 over 8. Next one, what do we have to do? Again, decimal. All right. Question number 7. We have 4.8. Okay, here is different story. We have whole number 4, so we put here 4. And 8 is 1 decimal, so we put 8 over 1 0 here, 10. So let's reduce. We can reduce by 2, right? Here will be 4, here will be 5. And we get 4 and 4/5. Or you can put in the improper fraction, 24 over 5. One way or another. Number 8, we are going to add decimal notations. Number 8. So 40.74 plus 217.7 and plus 0.091. Okay, let's see how I'm adding. You're always gonna start with at the decimal point. Let me write down first number, 40.74. Okay, 217. So the point, what is very important, decimal notations have to line up, decimal notation. So from here, 217, writing down, here is 7, here is 1, here is 2, and then 7. Okay, next number, decimal notation lining up, whole number is only 0, and then I have 0, 9, and 1. See, I am lining up this first digit, second digit, and third one there is none. Here is lining up, okay, and there is none. Okay, let me clean this. if you won't lined up the proper way, then you will screw the answer. You won't get the right answer. Okay, so 1, since there is nothing to add, it's 1. 4 plus 9, it's going to be 13, 1 in mind. 7 plus 7, 14, and 1 is going to be 15. Again, 1 in mind. So rolling over, decimal notation doesn't do anything. So 0, 7, and 0, it's going to be 7, and 1 we have, it's going to be 8, decimal notation. 4 plus 1 is 5, and here we have 2. Okay? Next. So, okay, let me write down. The answer is going to be 258.531. 531 thousandths. Okay? Number 9. Let me see. So, what do we have? 196.72 minus 15.37. Okay, 196.72, again lining up, decimal notation, 5 and 1, 3, 7. 12 minus 7 is 5, here will be left 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. Decimal, 6 minus 5 is 1, 9 minus 1 is 8, and 1. 181.35. Okay. Number 10. We are going to multiply decimal notations. 6.43 times 4.3. Okay? When we're multiplying decimal notations, we are completely ignoring at the beginning the decimal points. And you don't need to line up any decimal points here. So ignore these decimal points and just multiplying 643 by 43. So first, 3 multiplying by 633. So let's start. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4, it's going to be 12, 1 in mind. And 3 times 6, it's going to be 18. And 1, it's going to be 19. Okay. Next. 4 times 3 is 12, shifting by 1, remember, for multiplication. 12, 1 in mind. 4 times 4, 16, and 1, 17, 1 in mind. 4 times 6, 24, and 1, 25. Let's add them up. 9, 4, 16, 1 in mind. 6 and 1, 7 and 2. Now, to bring back decimal notations, we are counting total how many decimal notations we have. 1 and 2 here, and 3 is here. So total we have 3 decimal notations, right? So we are coming backwards. So when this is whole number, which means decimal notation will be at the end. So coming backwards by 3 position, 1, 2, 3. There we go. This is our decimal notation. 27, let me put it smaller, it's okay. 27 and 649. 649. Okay, question number 11. Number 11, 6.17 times 0.0, what is it, 61. All right, 6.17 times 0.061. Again, we are ignoring the decimal notation for the beginning, and then we can bring back the decimal notations. So 1 times 617, well, since it's a 1 time, I'm just writing down 617. 6 times 7, 42, 4 in mind. 6 times 1 is 6, and 4, it's going to be 10. So 1 in mind. 6 times 6, 36, and 1, 37. Okay, adding up. Let me clean this. Adding up, and we are getting 7, 3, 6, 7, 3. Okay, now let's count how many decimal notations we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so since a whole number, so decimal position at the end, because we have whole number. So now I'm going backwards, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's coming here. Oops, what was that? Yeah, 3. Okay, I'm cleaning this also, and I put 0. I know in many cases they don't enforce to put 0, but I highly recommend always put 0, because sometimes if you won't put 0, this dot may be seen, or maybe it's flag, not flag, seen, not seen, and result can be taken wrong. So just put that 0 and be safe. 0.37637. Okay, question number 12. What do we have? Question number 12. Let me... $2.303 dividing by 98. Oh, okay. Before we do division, let me introduce you terminology that we are using for division. So 2.303 divided by 98. So this is what we call dividend. This is what we call divisor. And whatever we get, the answer, I don't know yet, it is quotient. Now, here is very important rule when you are doing division with decimal notations. Divisor can never have decimal notation. Always have to be whole number. Okay? I will show in a little bit how to deal if you divide by decimal notation. But this is a rule. Write down, divisor can never have decimal notation. Dividend can, but not divisor. So in this case, we are lucky. Divisor is whole number, and we just go ahead and divide. So, 2.303 divided by 98. I'm going to divide just like that. See how I'm going to divide. Taking 2. 2 is not divisible by 98, so I put 0. Decimal point, because here is done, whole number. Bringing down 23. 23 by 98, also I cannot divide, 0. Bringing down 0. 230 divided by 98. So I'm taking these two numbers, 23, and divide by 9. It's going to be twice, right? So 2 times 8 is 16, 1 in mind. 2 times 9 is 18, and 1, 19. Yes? So from here, remainder is 10 minus 6 is 4. Here we have 2, borrowing 1 more. 12 minus 9 is 3. Here is 0. So adding 3, 4, 3. Next 3. 343. So I'm taking 34 because it's difficult to guess how many times 98 will go into 343. I'm taking just first two numbers. Since 3 I can divide by 9. So 34 divided by 9. Oh, it's going to fit about how many times? 3 times. 3 times 8. It's going to be 24, 2 in mind. 3 times 9 is 27, and 2, 29. Subtracting. 13 minus 4, it's going to be 9. Here is left 3. 13 minus 9 is going to be 4, and here is 0. Okay, I'm adding one more 0 here, 490. Let's see, 49 divided by 9, 5 times. 5 times 8, 40, 4 in mind. 5 times 9, 45, and 4, it's going to be 49. Subtract, and we are getting 0. So 0.0235. Okay, this is for question number 12. Next, question number 13. Okay, question number 13. Let me move this one here. Well, if you want, you can divide in a column, just like regular division we do. Number 13. So we have 8.0088 divided by 3.76. Okay, here we have divisor decimal notation. What am I going to do? Let me ask you this. If I divide let me see how to introduce. Okay, this is how I will do. 4.2 I divide by, let's say, 2.1. Okay, since I can't have decimal notation here, I'm doing both numbers. I'm moving by 1 decimal position to the right. Every time when you move by 1 decimal position to the right, you multiply by 10. Here is also moving by 1 decimal position. And I'm getting 42 plus, divide, this is division, I'm sorry. Divide by 21. And I'm getting 2. Now take calculator and divide 4.2 by 2.1. You will see that you will get the same answer. Why? Because if we have 4.2, let me put this way, 4.2 and 2.1. Remember, we can do the same change to the bottom and to the top, right? I can both multiply by 10 here, 10 here. And that will give me 42, that will give me 21. And the result will be 2. This is why, because division is the same thing as a fraction, and any fraction we can multiply, and we can multiply by the top and bottom by the same number. No problem at all. Okay, same way we are going to do here. So, since I'm going to move by 2 positions, 1 and 2, right? I'm going to write down 376 here. Divide here also by 1 and 2. It's going to be 800.88. So I moved by the same position, 2 digits. Okay, which means in top and bottom, I multiply by 100. Let's now divide. So 8 is not divisible by 376. 80 is not divisible 376, so we end up with 800. So if I take 800 divided by 376, what am I going to do? I'm taking first number 8 and divide by 3. It's gonna go twice, right? 2 times 6 is 12. Since this is our decimal notation ending here, so I put decimal notation right here. 2 times 6 is 12, 1 in mind. 2 times 7 is 14, and 1 is going to be 15. It's still 1 in mind. And 2 times 3, it's going to be 6, and 1 going to be 7. Subtracting, 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 5 is 4, and this is 0. Okay, bringing down 8, 488. What am I doing again? 4 divided by 3. First number dividing by this first number. So it's going to be 1 time. So 1 time 376, nothing to guess. 8 minus 6 is 2, this is 1, this is 1. Bringing down second 8. All right. So 1 is not divisible by 3. Taking 11 divided by 3, it's going to be 3 times. 3 times 6, 18. 1 in mind. 3 times 7 is 21, and 1, 22. 2 in mind. And 3 times 3 is 9, and 2, 11. Bingo, we are getting 0. 2.13. So here result is going to be 2.13. Pay attention. We don't need to shift back any decimal point because it's going to be the same answer. Okay. Moving to question number 14. Okay. Question number 14. .22 multiply by 100. Let me move this further. Let me rewrite it. 7.22 here times 100. So every time, remember what I said, every time you move by 1 position to the right, you multiply by 10. So we have 100. I need to move by 2 positions. And I'm getting 722. Very easy. If I multiply by 1,000, I'm moving by 3 positions. It will be 7,220. Question number 15. .62 dividing by 1,000. Okay, let me put 15 here, leave some space. So when we multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000, so 1 with zeros, we shift to the right. But when we divide, we shift to the left. So what do we have? 1,000, 3 zeros, right? That means I'm going to, from this decimal the point here, shifting to the left by 3 positions because I have 3 0. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold on. I'll do this way. So this is going to be equal 0.62, and I'm moving by, since 3 zeros, moving by 3 positions, 1, 2, and 3. every this position we fill up with 0 and point, so another 0 by 3 positions. Okay, and the answer is going to be 0.00062, 3062. Okay, let me rather this explanation, move it down here, and this is the answer. I move here. Okay, there we go. Next, number 16. Number 16, what do we have here? Number 16. 7.86 times 10,000. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, which means it's going to be 7.86. I'm moving by 4 positions, right? 4 digits. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm filling out with zeros. Okay? Let me move this down. And my answer is going to be 78600. Okay? Next, number 17. Division. I have 57,897,000 divided by how much? 100,000. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So might as well let me write down here 57.897. So I'm moving to the left by 5 positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is final point. So the answer is going to be 0.00057,897. Okay. All right. By the way, on question number 7, the answer is incorrect given I'm looking. So I don't know, check it. Let me see if get the similar question, see if it's also incorrect. Yeah, it's given incorrect. So number 17. Remind me, I'll give you point because the answer is this operation is calculated incorrect somehow. I don't know. How did that happen? They just divided by 100 instead of 100,000. Okay? Or you can just take and divide by 100 instead of 100,000. Just divide by 100, and that will give you the answer correct. Okay? So they put 100,000, but they divide by 100. Some typo must be. All right, number 18. What we have, 0.3871 times 1,000. Okay, so here we have, here, what do we have? Let me write down here, 3871, and let's go, how many? 1, 2, 3 positions. 1, 2, 3, so it's coming right here. And our answer, it's going to be 387.1. Okay, and that is our answer. Question number 19. Okay, now this time indeed is dividing by 100,000, no, 10,000. Okay? 1.524 divided by 10,000. Okay, this is equal. Let me write down 1.524. 10,000 is 4 zeros. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we are getting 0.0001524. And lastly, thank God, we have word problem. All right, question number 20. The EPA standard for safe drinking water is maximum 1.3 milligram. Of copper per liter, okay, per liter. A water testing from the firm found 9.1 instead of 1.3, found 9.1 milligram, 9.1 milligram in 5 liters, okay, instead of 1, okay. Sample that drawn from Jim's house. Is the water safe or not? And if not, by how much? Okay, first of all, so maximum has to be 1.3 milligram per 1 liter, right? Instead, we have 9.1 milligram per 5 liters. Let me see how much it's gonna make. 9.1 divide by 5. It's going to be 1 times 5. Remainder is 4, right? Decimal notation. 41 by 5 is going to be 8, 40. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we get 1.82 milligram per liter. Okay? All right. So by how much it is, so maximum supposed to be 1.3, we got 1.84. By how much is more? So 1.82 minus 1.3, it's going to be 2, 8 minus 3 is 5, and 0. By 0.52 milligrams is more per liter. Milligram of copper per liter, okay? But we have, instead of 1 liter, we have 5 liters, right? So to find out in 5 liters how much more than required we have. So we do 0.52, we multiply by how much? 5. And we are getting 5 times 2 is 10, right? 1 in mind. 5 times 5 is 25, and 126, 2 in mind. Okay, well, there is a 0 and 2, 2.6. So, what do we have? We have by 2.6 milligram more than required. Okay, so is the water safe to drink? Absolutely not. And I'm done solving. Now it's your turn to do your own work using this type of solutions. Okie dokie. See you again in next video.